Hello everyone, I'm Heather Dawson, and it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show. President's Day honors presidents of the United States, including George Washington, the USA's first president. The holiday is also a tribute to the general who created the first military badge of merit for the common soldier. Revived on Washington's 200th birthday in 1932, the Purple Heart Medal, which bears Washington's image, is awarded to soldiers who are injured in battle. Washington's birthday also offers an opportunity to honor the country's veterans. It seems fitting to share the story of Marine Sergeant Joshua Ashley, who paid the ultimate price for our country. David Wiley has his story.
For military families, there's nothing more devastating than losing a loved one in battle overseas. For a local family, they have taken an extra step, a special adoption, to honor their son and ease the pain of his loss.
U.S. Marine Sergeant Joshua Ashley is an American hero who lost his life in 2012 while fighting for our country in Afghanistan. Joshua was a local boy who grew up in Rancho Cucamonga. He had a towering presence and a magnetic personality that left an indelible mark on those who knew him.
He was very athletic, very competitive, but he was big in stature. He's like 6'3", but he was the biggest teddy bear.
A popular student at Etiwanda High School, Joshua was moved by the events of 9/11 and felt a calling to join the military.
He didn't want to go to college, he wanted to go in the Marine Corps. So I made him give me 1 year in college, and he did, and after that first year, he went right into the Marine Corps.
And Joshua took to the Marines right away, becoming a military policeman and eventually entering the K-9 Handler program. That's where he first met Sirius. After training at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina, Joshua and Sirius were deployed to the front lines in Afghanistan.
He was always excited about the missions over there. That's what he was trained for.
And despite their perilous assignment, Josh managed to talk with his mother often via Skype. In fact, they spoke the night before he was killed and talked about Sirius.
When we Skyped, he said, Mom, I re-enlisted. I know you're not going to like it. He goes, and where I'm going, I'm not going to be able to take Sirius with me. And he said, I'm going to adopt him, but you're going to have to take him for me. And then when I get to wherever I'm going, I'll take him.
24 hours after that phone call, Tammy and her family were notified that Josh had been killed by a landmine. Remarkably, Sirius survived, and as devastating as it was to deal with the death of her son, Tammy almost immediately began pursuing the adoption of Sirius.
I started the process of the adoption, which it's rare. Parents don't usually get their children's dogs that they are assigned. However, they had just recently started allowing parents of the fallen to adopt their child's dog.
Sirius continued to serve with the Marines during the adoption process, and during that time, Sirius had a non-combat related accident that left him near death. Despite injuries that left Sirius unable to open his mouth, Tammy went through with the adoption.
He's special needs in a way because he can't open his mouth normal. He has to lap everything up, but he's healthy and seems very much loving retirement.
And while caring for Sirius has been a challenge, he's been a constant reminder for Tammy and her family of the son that they lost.
Josh never had kids, and he wasn't married, and to me, this is his son. So that's the only part I have of him.
And Tammy and Sirius continue to keep Josh's memory alive. Josh and Sirius were memorialized on the Lucy Pet Foundation float at the 2018 Rose Parade. Tammy and Sirius rode on that float, taking Josh's story to the world.
He loved that dog, and for the Marines to give that dog to Tammy, and the dog's been living out the rest of his life, it's just great. And so what an honor it is for me to be able to have a float that's paused for life and to have Sirius and Tammy on the float. I mean, it breaks me up thinking about it.
for me, this is all about having my son never be forgotten.
And with the help of Tammy and Sirius, the ultimate sacrifice that Sergeant Joshua Ashley made for our freedom will never be forgotten. I'm David Wiley for Healthy RC Living.
And coming up, we find out how to create an income stream by doing something as simple as trading Bitcoin. And we sit down with Ed Helms and the stars of the new movie, The Clapper, plus inside the Monster Truck Show. It's all coming up when we continue with California Life. Don't go away. Today's in-studio guest is the founder and CEO of the Bitcoin Academy, which is known as the leader in cryptocurrency education. He's also managed more than $1 billion in assets and is recognized for his strategic, unique, and operational vision for leadership. We'd like to welcome Brian Sewell. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Heather. It's good to be here.
And I have a very basic question.
Yes.
Believe it or not, there are people out there like me that were wondering, what is Bitcoin?
Yeah, most people don't even know what Bitcoin is, and most of the world still doesn't know what Bitcoin is. Less than 1% have actually adopted it. So Bitcoin is a technological innovation, and this is where most people get it wrong. Most of the media right now is talking about Bitcoin as being an asset, right? Being an asset class. It's digital money. And it's a simplistic definition, but it's not simply an asset class. It's a technological innovation that has useful features built into it. Right now, a lot of people talk about Bitcoin being a bubble, right? It's gone way up, right? And it keeps going up, and they compare it to the tulip bubble, right? And it's going to crash. That's the only place it can go. Matter of fact, very prominent people have called it a bubble. But that's because they view it as an asset class. Bitcoin is following a technology adoption curve, like the automobile, the television, internet, iPhones. And so what you're going to see with Bitcoin, it's going to get adopted over the next 10, 15 years. It's going to go from less than 1% of people that use it to probably close to 98% of people that use it. Like the internet was adopted, it took about 20 years.
Is it too expensive to invest right now?
That's a great question. You know, with Bitcoin, it's divisible up to many decimal places. And so you can buy any fraction. One of the great things about Bitcoin is it eliminates all borders. You can send millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin anywhere in the world. You can also send pennies. I could send you a few pennies worth of Bitcoin. And
what are the fees involved?
There are fees which, the fees change all the time. So with Bitcoin itself, the fees may range from 26 cents, sometimes up to $10, depending on how busy the network is.
So if somebody is already have their own network of Bitcoin and they still want more information, I mean, is it something that they would reach out and do on the internet, or how would they reach you?
There is a ton of information out there with regards to Bitcoin. They can go to AmericanBitcoinAcademy.com or go to our YouTube channel if they want to learn more about Bitcoin. The important thing is that don't just take people's word for what Bitcoin is, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. Take the time to do the deep dive.
Well, thank you so much for just shedding some more light on this, and it just sounds like something we're going to be hearing a lot about.
We sure will. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. And coming up on California Life, we take a look at the new romantic comedy, The Clapper, which stars Ed Helms, Amanda Seyfried, Tracy Morgan, Mark Cuban, Adam Levine, and the late Alan Thicke, whom the film is dedicated to. Plus, we go inside the Monster Truck Show. All this and more when we continue with California Life. Don't go away. Let's check in with Jeremiah Hartwig, who sat down with the stars of the new romantic comedy, The Clapper.
Ran out of gas.
You only ever get a little bit of gas at a time.
Hey, you noticed, huh? I like to come by and see you.
I liked seeing you as well.
I was hoping to save up to take you to dinner someplace nice.
I would love that.
Get whatever you want, by the way. This one's on me. I've been tthinking about this ever since I first got gas at your place.
You must be so excited about all your shows.
So you mean to tell me, with no money down, I can buy a house?
Pennies on the dollar.
How is it like switching gears into more of like a romantic comedy kind of role, such as The Clapper?
Well, it's not, I don't look at a role like this as switching gears necessarily. I really approach all the parts the same way, which is to try to bring some honesty and integrity to the character and their point of view and their, that's just sort of the approach across the board, whether it's a funny movie or romantic movie or a horror movie, which I have not done yet, but I assume I would be also try to just be like honest as a character. But yeah, the approach is the same. It's really just sort of the material that changes.
Growing up, Amanda, would you say that who is someone that you would say inspired you to be kind of like pursuing acting as a career?
I think
maybe a role model.
Well, I guess my first thought is Annette Bening and The American President. I'm obsessed with that. It's just a lot of movies that I watched when I was a kid. I would just watch them over and over again, and I had pretty good taste, I think. I mean, of course, I wanted to be Claire Danes at a point. I didn't just want to be like her. I wanted to be her. But then no, yeah, it's just all the movies I watched and the passion I'd feel watching these people experience these feelings, and I just wanted to do the same thing. And I don't know why. I don't know what makes people want to be actors. It's so weird.
It is weird.
It's masochism, or just self-indulgence, or just all these crazy. Is it psychosis?
I think we're psychotic.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's one way of putting it. I was reading that you Ed have kind of participate in a nonprofit organization to like eliminate malaria, and I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that.
Malaria No More is a really remarkable organization, and the reality is we can get rid of malaria in our lifetimes, which is kind of hard to fathom, but it's true with the right resources channeled in the right direction. So it's a pretty awesome cause.
Let's head to the Monster Truck Show with Carlos Santillan.
What's up, everybody? Bryce Kinney here, driver of the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior Monster Jam truck. So excited to be right here in Anaheim at Angels Stadium. Cannot wait to climb up in this Monster Jam truck and get airborne. Monster Jam is unscripted. The fans never forget the first time they saw a Monster Jam truck fly through the air. Because these Monster Jam trucks weighing 10,000 pounds at 1,500 horsepower, it's all about who conquers that hunk of metal the best in the track out here in Anaheim.
Whiplash will be debuting at the show. And this truck truly just embodies who I am as a person, what I represent and what I stand for. Showing females that you can be strong, you can be pretty, and you can compete in motorsports all at the same time. So the awesome thing about Monster Jam is that we involve our fans in every single aspect. And they can go to judgeszone.com during the show, and they vote right there on their phone. You can vote a 1 through 10 when it comes to two-wheel skills and freestyle, and
who wants to push the limits the most, and they're going to take home the trophy at the end of the night. The one thing that's even better than getting to strap in to these 1,500 horsepower machines is meeting every single fan that comes out to the show. We want to give as many high fives as we can. We want to meet you guys. Come out to an event, come out and meet us, come out and see us, and I promise you will not be disappointed.
February is all about love, but before you go in for that kiss, you might want to give your mouth a little TLC.
It's Gum Disease Awareness Month.
More than 80% of U.S. adults have some form of gum disease. It's an infection of the tissues and bones that support your teeth. And in addition to bad breath and bleeding gums, it can lead to a lot of other serious problems.
You can lose your teeth due to gum disease that advances, but it's not just about your teeth anymore. It's linked to heart disease, stroke, diabetes, some cancers, pulmonary disease, obesity. It's a concern that the problems of the mouth can actually have an effect on our body too.
Dr. Dawn Gregg says conventional treatments include things like scraping the teeth, cutting the teeth, and lowering the height of the gums.
None of which is very appealing. But I'm excited to let people know about the Periolase MVP7 dental laser for the LNAP protocol, which is now FDA cleared to reverse gum disease.
Dr. Gregg says the laser selectively removes the diseased tissue while leaving the healthy tissue intact.
And then closes the wound so that we can grow back the way we would in any other part of our body.
Because this treatment is much less invasive than conventional treatments, Dr. Gregg says it's a lot more patient-friendly.
And it's very comfortable during the procedure and after the procedure. There's not a lot of downtime. You're back to work. You can drive back to work the same day.
But she says there is no magic cure for gum disease. Patients must still do their part to maintain their mouth by brushing, flossing, and seeing a dentist, preferably one who uses this new technology.
Because it can be used preventatively to help prevent gum disease in the first place, and should you have it, then you can use it with the LNAP protocol to reverse the gum disease.
So you can pucker up with pride.
I'm able to save teeth that patients have been told would be lost. Giving hope to helpless teeth and helping patients is a huge benefit for patients and a huge good feeling for me as a dentist.
Bringing you the best of California, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life.
Team USA snowboarder Chloe Kim qualified for the Olympics in December after winning 2 consecutive qualifying events. And did you know Kim is the only athlete in X Games history to earn 3 gold medals before the age of 16? So how does she train for the biggest competition of them all?
It's actually the same. I haven't really done anything different. There's just a little bit of pressure.
For the 2018 Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games in Pyeongchang, Kim has partnered with a new U.S. sponsor, Toyota, who is helping athletes achieve their lifelong Olympic dreams and overcome challenges. The ultimate goal, getting athletes and non-athletes equipped to unlock human potential.
I've been with Toyota for a couple years now, and it's been awesome.
Kim and 18 other athletes serve to reinforce the campaign by showing examples of strong values of humility, hard work, overcoming challenges, and never giving up. For more information on the team's journey, visit toyota.com/team-toyota.
Studies show that kids often lose their innate love of learning sometime between kindergarten and their senior year of high school. That's where the 4-H can make a difference.
I participated in a number of projects, sewing, crocheting, knitting, quilting, you name it. I even made the outfit that I'm wearing today. And this love of 4-H and fashion and the confidence that it helped me build helped me pursue a career in fashion.
In an effort to keep the creative fire burning, the National 4-H organization is launching a new campaign in partnership with a national retailer.
We're going to be hosting in-store events and special classes, as well as launching a 4-H rewards program where members can save 15% on every purchase, and we're giving back to the 4-H Council. And this month, to kick it off, we're selling paper 4-H clovers in all stores to benefit local clubs.
To find out how you can take part, visit 4h.org or joanne.com/4H. This is Jackson Charles reporting.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, please go to our website, californialivehd.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California.